of Israeli strikes hit the Syrian capital Damascus on Wednesday. The strikes hit next to Syrian presidential palace.
قصف يا شباب. قصف جديد، قصف جديد يا شباب، قصف جديد مبنى هيئة الأركان خالص.
The Israeli strikes also hit targets near the Syrian army and defense ministry headquarters. The strikes came as Israel warned the Ahmad Al-Sharaa-led government to leave the Druze minority alone in its Sweda heartland.
بله هیوی دار دمات باش به از یک سردی من آبد متا ميار تعال هون ميار ميار خليك على الارض خليك على الارض خليك على الارض خليك على الارض ميار خليك على الارض ميار.
Video captured the moment a reporter was caught by surprise during a live transmission on Wednesday as Israeli jets struck the Ministry of Defense in the heart of Damascus. Several more loud explosions were heard as the team ran for cover.
شباب في عندنا قصف، شباب قصف يا شباب خذونا على الهواء. شباب قصف بسرعة. يا شباب قصف خذونا بسرعة بسرعة. بسرعة.
إذا استهداف مبنى هيئة الأركان بشكل كامل.
قصف ثاني. دمروه.
The explosion in Damascus was captured live on air in yet another video. The strike in a high-profile area of Damascus housing important buildings can be seen engulfed in smoke, and that's after the Israeli strike. Hours after the strike, Syria announced a new US-backed ceasefire. A Syrian Defense Ministry statement said that its army has begun withdrawing from the city of Sweda in implementation of the terms of the adopted agreement. After the end of the sweep of the city for outlaw groups, the statement, however, did not mention any withdrawal of other government security forces which it had deployed to the city. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights War Monitor said that the violence in Sweda province had left more than 350 people dead, including government forces, local fighters, and 27 Druze civilians killed in summary executions. The Syrian presidency vowed to probe the heinous acts in Sweda and to punish all those proven to be involved. Israel, which has its own Druze community, has presented itself as a defender of the group. However, many experts say that it is a pretext for pursuing its own military goal of keeping Syrian government forces as far from the shared frontier as possible. Turkey, meanwhile, condemned Israeli strikes, saying that they undermine stability in the war-torn country and it must stop now. According to a diplomatic source, Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan told his Syrian counterpart that Israel's strikes in southern Syria and Damascus were alarming. Fidan also spoke with U.S. Special Envoy for Syria, Tom Barrack, on the phone, saying that Israel's attacks on Syria and the clashes in the south must be stopped. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi also condemned the Israeli strikes, demanding an end to the unhinged aggression. Araghchi said the strikes were all too predictable, questioning which capital was next. Sheikh Yusuf Jarboua, one of Syria's main Druze spiritual leaders, read out the 10 points of the accord, which also includes the full integration of the province of Sweda and the Syrian state. Until now, Druze areas have been controlled by fighters from the minority community. Reports suggest Israeli warplanes targeted areas of deployment of the 132 motorized rifle brigade near the city of Latakia, which is located some 320 kilometers from Damascus. Israeli strikes also targeted Syrian base of 107th Tank Brigade in Jabalia. In its missile barrage, Israel targeted strategic facilities in Damascus and its neighborhoods. And earlier on the broadcast, we were joined by Umer Ozkizilchik, who is a non-residential fellow for the Syria project in the Atlantic Council's Middle East programs. And here is what he had to say.
I mean, if we speak about the death toll, I expect it to increase quite a lot. I expect the death toll around 800 because we have seen intensive Israeli airstrikes against the Syrian army, and there were lots of casualties on the side of the Syrian army. So we will probably see that the number will rise up soon with more clarification from the Syrian government. That being said, the situation on the ground is as follows. The Syrian army has managed actually to control the region of Sueda, which is dominated by the Druze, and the Syrian army was capable of asserting its control over the governorate. However, due to the Israeli airstrikes and the Israeli pressure, under the mediation between Israel and Syria by the United States of America, Turkey, and Arab states, the Syrian government made the decision to withdraw from the governorate. And as of now, there is no more Syrian army forces and Syrian security personnel located inside the governorate of Sueda. And we see that those militias are retaking control over the governorate. And we see actually that the pro-Israeli militias of Hikmet Hajari and the Sueda Military Council are asserting the control over the governorate.